Right. All right. Welcome everyone to I don't want to zoom and quick and all. Hopefully it's all good. I have to fix up the camera and all that. Uh, Maybe that's better. Big up to everyone. Welcome to the so you guys can see right here. I hope the quality is it feels like the quality is not as good, but oh well. I digress. Welcome everyone to, as you guys can see here, the Magpie Creampie Show, the best show in the world. And to be honest, it's more of a chill stream that I get to do maybe like once or twice a week, depending on how the games are like and everything. And yeah, it's just my sort of dialogue, just everything about Newcastle, how I feel at the moment. And it's not like if anyone wants to come on, obviously I can post the link. Oh, well, surprise! This dude is actually alive. Look, Charlie, if you want to join, feel free to. I can. Well, actually, for the general public, this is going to be like an open panel, like just talk, chill. I think this works. So, if anyone wants to join, here is the link. If no one joins in 30 minutes, then I will end the show. It depends how I feel. And obviously, make sure to subscribe as well. I don't know why the caption doesn't appear every single time. Right there. So, yeah, welcome everyone to the Magpie Creampie Show. Obviously, as I said, this is a bit of an open forum, just me talking about Newcastle mostly. And obviously, as you guys can find out, just from the colors of this, we have for the Champions League our second knockout stage game ever. I don't know, it's a bit of a bad quality, just like the team. It is FC Barcelona. That's a really good shot I made. Back to my wardrobe. Yeah, it is FC Barcelona. No worries. I might do this like Wednesdays or maybe Mondays or whatever. Today just feels like a good time as well. Obviously, is this sort of a new thing that is the replacement of Year of the Bird or whatever? You could probably say that, but this time better. Yeah, look, Sebastian, even you have the ground. If you want to join, come join us. And they won't. They won't. Obviously, as you guys know, the stream, if anyone wants to join, it's open to anyone. But obviously, I either have to know you or have your camera on, I will say. And it's just an open forum talking about Newcastle. And Sebastian, if you want to say why we have to beat Barca, you can come on. That's why this show is more of an open forum. I hope it'll be all right. I hope we'll see. But yeah, as you guys can see, the stream. With that, the Magpie Creampie Show. Now, how do I get the name? Well, it rhymes. Magpie, Newcastle United, mascot, whatever. cream pie. It's actually a good bit of pie. So the Magpie Creampie Show. I don't know if I'll actually call it a show, but it's mostly just talking about Newcastle stuff, but it could just be general things as well. Thoughts on the biggest team? No. Could there be a Spurs Newcastle quarterfinal? That's the big thing I saw. I was actually happy. I have to find a way to get the what do you call this? This, not the stream, but more of the foot mob. The name is not really. It's just what you think. It's just a magpie and a cream pie. What is it? Foot mob? Is it right? Let me try to get the bracket, or maybe on Wikipedia is actually easier. Makes my life easier. Is it? I don't know. I know there are some games happening, but Newcastle ain't playing tonight. So yeah, to be honest, this is not really that sort of professional show or whatever. It's just, as I said, it's just more of a chill stream. Could be 30 minutes depending on how many people. Actually, if I actually appear the chat like this, new comments appear here. I don't know if this would work better. Does it show? Okay. Large doesn't work. How about if I do medium? And if I do small, okay. Yeah, this actually, this works better. Yeah, or the UCL website, yeah. But then how do I share the screen? If, you know what, I'll just, it's the first time doing this show. I don't really mind it. Share screen. I'll just use Wikipedia. Why not? So the road to Budapest is on. And we have the bracket. Let me, well, to be honest, it's really a Newcastle show, so I'll zoom in more on the Newcastle bracket, or at least up until the semis. There we go. Does this work, or is this format better? Nope, not that. Definitely not that. Yeah, okay, this works. This sort of works. So as you guys can see, it is. What if I put the? I don't know. Does this work? If I do this, what would happen? The only thing is, I become small. Nah, never mind. I'll do it like this, and I'll just see the comments. So yeah, Newcastle, Barcelona, as you guys can see. And then it is Atletico Madrid against Tottenham Hotspur, Bodo Glimt against Sporting Club, and Bayer Leverkusen against Arsenal. So yeah, not done yet for a long time. Might bring it back this year. I don't know. It depends how motivation is. Oh, Swedberg. We'll see. But yeah, my thoughts on our draw. Obviously, you guys can check out my reaction of it that I did when the draw actually did happen earlier today. And I was happy. I was really happy with the draw. Not because, I think we beat Barcelona or what. I obviously I want us to. But I was like, you know what? I don't really want to play Chelsea like 3 times in a week. So we got Barcelona. I'm happy with that. There's no all English class, in my opinion. And ultimately, we got the thing done. How do I? Okay. So my thoughts on our draw and our schedule is actually Tuesday, Wednesday. Believe it or not, I thought it would be Wednesday, Tuesday, but our game's on Tuesday and then Wednesday. So Tuesday, the 10th of March, is the home game. That'll be tough. At 9 o'clock here for me, 8 o'clock UK time. YouTube for me, my motivate. Oh, okay. And then we call from that, and then we play on Wednesday, the 18th of March, but it's the early kickoff. I'm like, why is Newcastle Barca an early kickoff game? I'll be honest, why not just put the Spurs Athletic game as the early kickoff? You know, for me, it didn't make sense that we are the early kickoff of that day. Like, surely Newcastle Barca is more high profile than Athletic Spurs. But oh well, oh well. But yeah, I think Newcastle Barcelona. Look, if we win, fantastic. If we don't, nah. I don't expect us to. I don't know why my camera is so laggy. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Like if I do this, it's so laggy. Yeah. But I think with our draw, Newcastle Barcelona. Damn, I really don't like how edgy it looks. At least my end. Oh, now it's working. Hopefully it. Maybe I just don't talk too much or move too much. But Newcastle Barca, I'm happy with it. As for the other teams, I'll be honest. No one else apart from Barcelona has won a Champions League, which kind of tells you everything. And also, Spurs Arsenal. It's a bit boring. I would say it would be a boring semifinal because we kind of know what's going to happen. I know Spurs have a European heritage, but that can only get you so far, I would say. And I do think Arsenal actually do make the final this year. I will say that. But in terms of Newcastle, because I'm only really going to talk about Newcastle. I will talk about the whole Champions League stuff, like for everyone else later on like other videos or whatever. But I do think that for us, Newcastle, if we were to beat Barcelona, I think we actually have a decent path. We don't have. Well, if we had PSG, we would beat them anyway. But we don't have Real Madrid, we don't have Bayern, we don't have Man City, we don't have Liverpool. So I do think we actually have a very good path. I think if, let's say, we beat Barcelona over 2 legs, let's say we get Atleti, for me, I get to go to Madrid. Fantastic. If it's Tottenham, well, it's Tottenham. And I know what we always do against Tottenham. We beat them, at least over 2 legs. We already played Spurs 3 times this season, as Charlie can attest to that, and we have not lost to them in all 3 occasions, basically. And I do think we do raise our level, even if it's Spurs in the quarters. Semis, well, it's either Bodo Glimt, Sporting, Leverkusen, or Arsenal. I'll be honest, as I said, I think it will be Arsenal. And our history with Arsenal and semi-final, I can back us. But for now, I'm happy we got Barcelona in our draw, in our end of the draw. That's great. And then let me disable this share screen. Disable that. All right, and then this coming weekend, Newcastle United are playing Everton. Everton, I'm looking right now at the table, are 1 point above us, 37 points. We're on 36. They are in 9th, we're 11th, so same position, doesn't really matter. But considering the English clubs are almost practically guaranteed to get the extra Champions League spot, unless the FA Cup, which could get dropped down to 8th place, so it's the top 8. To be honest, I could see us getting top 8 in the Premier League. I'm not saying top 5 though. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think we have to win every single game this month in the Premier League to have that, and I don't think we will. But if we do, then I'll say we can get Champions League. If we win, I think we play 4 games. So we play Everton tomorrow. We play Man United on Wednesday, like the midweek game. And then we play Chelsea. And then we play Sunderland. if we win all 4 games, I'll say this: if we win all 4 games, as in our next 4 games, we win all 4 games, I think we can actually make Champions League football. But as I said, that's if we have 4 wins. Will that happen? Unlikely, but if we do, then I'll say we'll get Champions League, but we'll be in the conversation then to get the top 5. That's why I will say we have to win all 4 games in the Prem. And if we don't beat Everton tomorrow, then I'll be like, I don't think it will happen. So we have to win our 4 games. The next 4 games has to be all wins for me to say, oh yeah, we can get top 5. Because that would mean our point tally would be 48, which, let's just say we get the increased points. We would be where Man United are, who have also 48 points. So, and look, Man United had a great run of form, so you never know. And we technically only be 3 points behind Villa, but oh well. But yeah, in terms of the game itself against Everton, tough game. But they haven't really looked that impressive. I mean, Everton only scored 29 goals in 27 games, so they only get a goal per game, I would say. And you know what? I can back us. This is probably a quote unquote easy game for us. We did beat them 4-1 at their stadium back in November, I believe, and that was our first away win in the Premier League this season. We've now picked up 2 more since then: Burnley and obviously Spurs. Obviously, but yeah, I actually think we win against Everton. I think, well, I'll put them as a package. What do you call this? Everton at home, Man United at home. As a package, here I'm thinking 4 points. Here, as in my chest, 4 points. I think we don't lose both, but I think we could lose one, or I don't think we'll lose both. But I think we could lose one, but not both. Would I take 4 points? Sure, that'll put us on 40 points, 40. Would I be satisfied? Not really, but yeah. You know what? I'd actually get 4. I think we'll get 4 points in the next 2 home games. Obviously, Everton at home is the easier of the 2. But I think we win one of our next 2 games at least, which would put us average around 8th, more or less. So, look, I said at the start of the season, 6-7, which I would take Europa League football. I think we can win that competition, depending on the teams there, or even Conference League if we're in it. So yeah, I'll be honest. I'll take it. I would take it this exact season. So in terms of prediction against Everton, I'll go with a narrow 1-0 win. I might go with a narrow 1-0 win. It could be 2-1. I'll try to trust our defense. I will say that. I'll try. So I'll say 1-0 against Everton. Yeah. I'll go 1-0. I'll go 1-0 against Everton. In terms of other games, I mean, I'm thinking of doing episode 2 of this show, the Magpie Creampie Show, on Monday, probably, maybe around this time, more or less, in which I have seen the Everton game, and obviously looking ahead to Man United, and all that sort of stuff, and we'll find out more. In terms of like the past few games, I will say I was pleasantly happy, more or less. The Cowback game on Tuesday, yeah, on Tuesday, expected. It was expected. I didn't really care as long as you are fit, you don't get injured, and all that. For me, like you look, if you can watch back my watch long that I did for that game, you can tell I was a bit like about it. Like I didn't really care too much about it because it was just like, we progressed there, that sort of thing. So we did, thankfully, and it's all, as I said, it's now all about the upcoming games, because I saw our fixture list actually. For the month of March, Man United, in terms of the games, doesn't matter competition. It's Man United, Man City, Barcelona, Chelsea, Barcelona, Sunderland. That is our 6 games in March. With what? On average, 4 days of rest. 4 days, more or less. Yeah, 4 days of rest in between games, more or less. That is what? The 4th of March, the 7th of March, 10th of March, 14th of March, 18th of March, and 22nd of March. And the Newcastle Barcelona tie is on Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's a 8-day period instead of Wednesday, Tuesday, where that's a 6-day period. So we actually have a little bit of leg room, you could say, with that Chelsea game in the middle. And Chelsea play PSG. So you can't really say, Chelsea will beat Newcastle. Well, Chelsea have to play PSG, obviously, especially at Paris. And if I'm not mistaken, they play them on Wednesday. So we actually have a day's, we have 24 hours more rest time, and we don't have to do the traveling. Obviously, Newcastle to Chelsea to London is quite far, but it's not as far as actually, I'm not sure. I'm not fully sure. Paris to Chelsea. So I think that would be something to look at in terms of the fixtures. Obviously, the same thing with Man City in the FA Cup. I know it's a different competition, but Man City play on a Wednesday, so they actually play, and not only play, they travel all the way to Madrid, whereas we host Man City in the FA Cup and we host Barcelona in the Champions League. So we get to stay, in that little bubble. We actually have 4 consecutive home games: Everton, Man United, Man City, or Barcelona. So we kind of, in terms of, we don't have to travel, so it's it does kind of help us. And we finished the month with a home game, I'm not going to talk about it until I make an episode about it on the Magpie Creampie Show. I'm not going to claim that this is the best Newcastle show, but this is the best named Newcastle show, the Magpie Creampie Show. You get to take a piece of your pie. It could be apple pie, pumpkin pie, but this is a cream pie. But yeah, in terms of what I think, as I said about the Man City FA Cup game, Man City have to go away. Well, they go from, I don't know who they play in midweek, but they'll go to Newcastle, play the FA Cup game, and then they travel all the way to Madrid. Whereas we get to stay in Newcastle. So yeah, it's still difficult games, hosting Man City and then hosting Barcelona. I could see us have a bit of a drop off in the Man United game. That's the one I feel like we might not win. Hence why I think Everton is more important. So I think if we can beat Everton, I'll be satisfied. Like I don't expect us to get top 5 anyway. I would much rather beat Everton than beat Man United. I'll be honest. In terms of where the teams, we're not going to finish above Man United this season, but we should finish above Everton. So I much rather choose winning Everton than Man United. I think, in terms of how the players feel, I think we can. What do you call this? We can beat Everton, beat Man City, and perform against Barcelona at home. With the odd game being Manchester United, which will be difficult, and I think we might sort of drop off. Maybe sort of drop off. I don't know. I think one of the two games, I think we will see a little bit of like tiredness on the legs. I'm rubbing my legs. I'm just saying, not anything else. So I do think that it will be difficult. I do think we might drop off in one of the next two games. I just hope it's not the Everton game. I'm not going to, obviously I'm not going to accept losing both. If we lose both games, I think that screws us up big time. I'll be honest. But yeah, I don't know what else more to add for the show today. So yeah, I think I'll practically will say, you know what, this wraps up the Magpie Cream Pie Show. Obviously, as I said, talking about Newcastle United stuff, just my open forum vibes and all that. Don't really seem that anyone will join the web stream, so I'm just going to end it around here. But yeah, as I said, I might be back on Monday, maybe Tuesday, most likely Monday, sort of reviewing the Everton game, kind of previewing the Man United game. I think Man United play on a Sunday. Let me check first. When does Manchester United play? They play on Sunday. Okay, so they play on Sunday. Okay. So yeah, that is basically it for the Magpie Cream Pie Show. Yeah, lots to look ahead this coming weekend in the Premier League and everything for Newcastle, Champions League, FA Cup. We're still in all competitions. We could still be in all competitions in April, which I wouldn't mind. I would love that. That means we actually are in the Champions League quarters and FA Cup quarters as well. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, until then, I'll leave you guys to it. And yeah, I will see you guys maybe on Monday for the second episode of the Magpie Cream Pie Show. So, big up. Peace.